It began subtly. My wife, Kara, started spending more and more time with a new group of co-workers. 3 women who seemed united by one belief: men were always the root of every problem. At first, I didn't think much of it. Everyone needs friends, I told myself. But as the weeks passed, I noticed their influence growing, and it wasn't a positive change. Their conversations were filled with insults about their partners, encouragement to keep secrets, and social media posts saying things like, "Make him miss you by disappearing." I brushed it off at first, until I couldn't anymore. One evening, after I forgot to take the trash out, Kara erupted. Not just the usual annoyance. This was a full-on 20-minute speech about how I never valued her, how I took her for granted, and how I desperately needed a wake-up call. I was stunned. Sure, I wasn't perfect, but we'd always handled disagreements calmly. This time felt different. Scripted, even. The next morning, she packed a small bag. When I asked where she was headed, she simply said she needed some space, just a few days, and told me not to call her. She'd reach out when she was ready. I pressed for a reason. She didn't answer, just slammed the door and left me standing in silence. By the 3rd day, I was unraveling. I sent her a couple of texts, no reply. I tried calling once. It went straight to voicemail. Then I saw it. One of her friends had posted a smiling group selfie with the caption, "Teaching men consequences, 101 medium skin tone nail polish hand #girl power." There was Kara, wine glass in hand, laughing like she didn't have a care in the world. My stomach sank. She hadn't left to clear her head, she'd left to teach me a lesson. A lesson for what? Existing? This wasn't about forgetting trash or skipping chores. This was something deeper, something planted by those friends. I called my brother, and after I explained, he said, "You're not the one who needs to be taught anything, man." And he was right. I wasn't perfect, but I worked hard, came home every night, stayed faithful, and supported her. Now, somehow, I was being treated like the villain. So I called Kara's mom. She's blunt and honest. The moment I explained, she let out a long sigh. "Those girls again," she muttered. Apparently, this wasn't the first time Kara had been pulled into toxic friendship drama. She promised to talk to her. The next day, her mom called back. She tried reasoning with Kara, but Kara refused to return home, saying, "He doesn't deserve my presence right now." I was floored. That sounded exactly like something her friends would say, not my wife. That night, I started questioning everything. Our marriage, our trust, her loyalty. We used to dream about growing old together. Now she was playing a passive-aggressive disappearing game. Then something unexpected happened. I got a message from Leah, one of Kara's co-workers who wasn't part of the trio. She wrote, "I know this is weird, but you should know Kara and her friends have been planning this for weeks. They think it's funny. I think it's awful." She even sent screenshots of their group chat. It was worse than I thought. Instructions not to answer my calls, to stay away for at least a week, to let me stew in guilt. Guilt for what? No one could say, just being a man. That was my breaking point. Instead of pleading for her return, I packed my own bag, left a note on the kitchen table, and drove to my cousin's cabin in the woods. No cell service, no noise, just time to think. I needed to decide if this marriage was worth saving. 2 days later, I came back to find Kara at home, clearly surprised to see me. "Where were you?" she asked, arms crossed. I answered calmly, "Taking space, like you did." She went quiet, trying to figure out how to respond without the script her friends had likely fed her. Eventually, she said, "I was hurt, and I wanted you to feel it too." "For what?" I asked. What exactly did I do to deserve being ghosted by my own wife? She had no answer. I told her I'd seen the posts, read the messages, and knew it had been planned. I told her I wouldn't be manipulated in my own home. She started to cry, insisting it was meant as a reset, not punishment, but even she didn't believe her own words. We decided to take a break. She moved in with her sister. I stayed in the house. It's been weeks now, and I don't know if we'll make it. But I do know this. Someone who truly loves you doesn't let others turn your relationship into a game. Sometimes the lesson you try to teach ends up being the one you learn yourself. And I'm done playing the student.